You are listening to a previously recorded episode of Stager Talk with RESA's CEO Shell Brodnax.
The secret's in the stage. The stager really has the opportunity to build the foundation of these investors' businesses. I mean, that's huge. That's something that can really propel these investors to some long-term success.
So there's going to be multiple streams of revenue. There's going to be a lot of furniture that are sitting there in the field and making me passive income.
Hey everybody, Shell Brodnax here with another episode of Stager Talk. And I'm super stoked today because I have the amazing, the wonderful Amy Keeley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm super great. This is a great day and I've got several Stager Talks. So you're my second guest today. And I'm super excited because with these industry awards, we have people like yourself coming through and winning multiple awards. So let's talk about that for a second, because y'all won top 10 home staging team vacant category in all of North America. Y'all won in the top 10. And then you made the top 10 for professional stager of the year in the occupied category. Not only did you make the top 10, but you swept that one, girl. You won.
Yes, I did. I know. We were so excited. This was actually our first year entering.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes me so happy when I hear this. Let me tell you, life has changed over the years because, back in the day, there were people that would, be in the industry for a very long time before they won awards. I mean, people have really paid some dues. So when you come in early on, how long have you guys been in business?
3.5 years.
This is my second interview today, both 3.5 years. The other one won in 3 categories. You guys are in 2. That's really good. That's amazing.
Yeah, we are very we're just filled with gratitude, and it meant so much to us because it was our peers that voted on our work, and it took us a little bit to work up the courage to enter into it, because sharing your work at first, it can be a little overwhelming and you get nervous.
It's vulnerable. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. But the staging community is so supportive, and we were so excited.
I'm super excited for y'all. I just pulled up your pictures so I can kind of take a peek at them. And, it was like some of these photos just very, very, they're simply done, but well done. They're not overdone. You've got a nice congruent flow of neutrality through here. Again, I mean, this has been a theme, I think, in this last year too, that we've definitely seen, but you really did a good job at pulling it off.
Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah. I mean, our company's name is Salt and Pine. And our aesthetic definitely sort of has that neutral feeling throughout it. And the biggest compliment is we have realtors, agents who walk through our spaces and they'll text us and be like, I know I was in a Salt and Pine home. It looks like you guys.
That's really nice. That is really nice. So let's talk about Salt and Pine. Tell me about the name. How did you guys come up with that?
So it wasn't our first name. So when we started the company, we sort of picked a name. I don't even remember how it came up, but we were redesigned because we sort of thought that fit what we were doing. We were redesigning spaces. Actually, it doesn't really work very well for a name. One, people had a hard time spelling it. They would leave the ED off of it. And it led people to really think that all we did was redesign for living. And we actually didn't really want to do that. And we just staged. So it was very conflicting and we didn't feel like it fit us. So we built the company very slowly. We started part-time. We were both working other careers. Once we were like, okay, I think this is really going to go somewhere. So we either need to deal with our name and just keep it, or if we're going to change it, we need to do it now.
Now, yeah.
So we ended up rebranding, and it was the best thing we ever did for our company.
Did you guys use a service or a consultant to do it, or did you do it on your own?
So most of it we did on our own, but we did reach out to a local marketing person. She's great. We've made some really great connections in our area, and she helped us with our new logo, and she gave us a few tips for how to get it out there that we were rebranding. But most of it we did on our own.
You know what I like about it is that, here's my thing, I've been in this industry 20 years now. Okay. So February 2002, February 9th, 2002 was the first day that I sat in a chair and was like, here I am, I'm ready to go, and got in the industry. And things have just changed so much. So back in the day, somebody would get in the industry, they might stay in the business for, I don't know, 4 to 6 years. And they say, oh, I'm going to sell. But they didn't do any planning to sell their company. They have a liquidation sale, fire sale, and they just sell their assets. And over 20 years time, we've been trying so hard, and we're seeing it that people are now in the business for a little bit more longevity, but they're doing the things that you're doing really well in order to make that business something that you can sell down the line. And the name is so important. So important. There are companies that can use somebody's actual name, their first name and their last name, and that can be sellable because it's very high end and it gives a different kind of feel. But when you have something like Salt and Pine, and with your logo, that's done very well, by the way. I love the logo. It just makes the sellability. It gives so much more legitimacy and credibility to the overall company, the branding. I love it.
And we really wanted to leave it sort of open-ended because we do have, plans to grow the business. And so we eventually wanted to have Salt and Pine Home that encompasses a bit more than just staging. So we didn't want to make it too narrow. We want to eventually, be a brand that stands for more than just staging.
Yeah, there's so many possibilities. I mean, you could have a retail location, you could have a little design center, you could take on more design clients, you can grow by departments. You'd have your occupied division, your vacant division, your redesign, decorating division. I mean, when I saw it, that was the first thing I started thinking of. I'm like, oh, they're going somewhere with this. They've got an agenda, which congratulations, because especially after 3.5 years, so many people don't put that much thought into it, but you guys are off to a really nice start, and in Rhode Island of all places.
I know. So it's so funny. Everyone's like Rhode Island. I'm like, yep, it's a state. I promise.
Look at this big. My sister was born in Rhode Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we lived there when my dad was in the military. So
that's so funny.
I was little. The only thing I remember about Rhode Island is that we lived in military housing. I remember that, and then I remember we had the little playground that all the kids would go to. And they had this thing, I called it a castle, but it was this thing that you climbed on, and it was just this cement thing that had holes in it. And I got my head stuck in it.
So it's not the best memory of Rhode Island.
I remember my dad coming, and I'm stuck screaming, and he just came out and he's like, what the hell? How did you get your head in there? And I remember my dad pulling me out, and my dad, of course, has to tell the stories to this day, but it is a funny one. But yeah, my sister Susie was born there.
Oh, wow. That's really funny. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a Rhode Island thing. You tend to have a connection with everybody that you talk to.
It's neat. I would love to actually go back there because it's just the feeling with the seasons and everything like that it's really nice. I'm in North Carolina now, so I'm a little bit closer to y'all. But what's it been like for the real estate market itself as far as staging is concerned? When you started, was there already a staging presence? Did people know about it, or did you have to bang on some doors to get them to open?
So there was a small staging presence, but it's not widely used in Rhode Island. I find we're still knocking on doors trying to educate about staging. We've come a long way in these 3 years, and the agents and realtors that we work with are amazing, and they're doing really awesome things to get us in front of their peers and really expand the knowledge of the importance of staging. But we're still a little behind the times, I feel like, in Rhode Island.
Yeah, in general. So here's this thing that I like that I picked up on. One of the first things you said is that you lead with gratitude. And what I find is that with my experience in the industry, I've seen markets where there's just stagers everywhere. They're a dime a dozen. Just, it's there. California, look at San Francisco Bay Area. Everybody stages. It's a thing. So there's pros and cons to that. And then when you come into an area where you're you have to bang on doors and educate a little bit more, there's definitely, I see a huge amount of pros for that. And so many people will look at it and say, oh, it's, you can't do it. And it's you have the mindset because you lead with gratitude, and everything it is that you're doing. If you're excited about your business and you're seeing the growth potential and you're feeling the feelings of gratitude, It is amazing how the right agents show up, the right clients show up, and you just start connecting. And I picked up on that when you said that. So congratulations, because that'll make or break somebody's business.
Thank you. And yeah, what you said about connecting, that's really the main thing that we're doing is reaching out and forming connections with people, because we meet somebody and we talk with them and we form a good relationship, and it might not be for like a year until they call us, but then they do call us, and then it just kind of snowballs from there.
Yep, it's exactly it. I know so many people that go into networking events and they're like, I'm going to give out 50 business cards. I'm going to collect 110 business cards. And I'm like, why? Why? It's a waste of time, man. Don't do it. Go into these networking events. You just need a couple people. You just need a few good connections and make them be meaningful, and then grow from there. Because like you said, when I go to networking meetings, you can go 6-7 months, a year. Certain people will not call you, but once you're there at a meeting, someone's going to have a problem and they're going to remember you because you've infiltrated on that area. And in that area, you've become one of them. Right. And let's talk a little bit about how you're also becoming one of them by elevating what you're doing. So you're going to be a RESA approved instructor and teach our CE class.
Yes, I'm so excited about that too. That was a goal. So my sister is my partner, and that was one of our goals for this year, to take our business to the next level by doing that, because we really want to position ourselves as the experts in this area. And I think it's going to help not only our business, but it's really going to support our clients that we work with.
Yeah, absolutely. So are you planning for her to teach it as well, or just you for right now?
Nope, just me. We try to like split.
Separate, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. But I would imagine if she showed up, some people might not know the difference.
That is true. And I will say, though, that because we're twins, and it definitely helps. Like when we meet people, they remember us because we're twins. And when sometimes we'll show up for an appointment, it's just one of us, and they're like, oh, we thought your sister would be here too. And I'm like, we're not a show. Like, we can do it by ourselves.
But I love that, because it does set you, that's one thing that clearly is going to set you all apart. But the thing with the CE class, for those of you who don't know, we have a CE class called Staging to Sell What Every Agent Should Know. We've been running the program since 2008. We've presented at nearly every brokerage and all of the major associations throughout North America. And even in Canada, we teach the class there as well. So right now we're in the process of applying for CE credits for agents, so Amy can teach the class. And the thing what this does for you, and it fits so well into your business model for the plans that y'all are having, because here's the thing. So many people look at this class and say, oh, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to teach the class, and I'm going to, it's not a presentation about you. It has nothing to do with what you do in your business. It's not a presentation about why to hire you. We actually elevate you now to a real estate instructor status. So you're coming in, you're teaching a class that happens to be about staging, which happens to be your profession. And when you teach it that way, and you go in and you're there just for the class, teach the class, you walk in, you don't expect anything else out of it. You don't make a pitch for your services. It's like magic. It is really like magic, but it's one of those things that people view you differently. And then you put that on your website, you can put it on your business cards, and you go into networking meetings, and then people know you're a CE instructor. It's so much value to your business. And I think especially in Rhode Island, because we haven't taught the class there, what you're about getting ready to do is going to pave the way for so many agents and so many homeowners to understand the value of staging. You are literally, when you teach this class and other people, the agents start to bring in homeowners, you're increasing real estate sales in your local area single-handedly.
I'm really excited and looking forward to it. And it also will sort of, because my previous career was in education and I love teaching and education. And so I'll still have a part of that in this career as well.
Yeah, absolutely. See, I love teaching aspect and I like the speaking aspect, but like I would never stage a home. Just it's not my jam. I definitely have to have, I used to run a staging business and I had it for 4 months and I had so much business. Every time I'd book something, I was like, God, now I got to go stage it. And I didn't like that part. And I could not find a business partner to bring on to do the staging.
Really?
Yeah, it was tragic. It was tragic. This was a long
because we
time ago.
always say the hardest part is running the business, right?
Oh,
like
gosh.
everybody gets in it, most people except for you, to actually stage the homes. But so much of it, it's really about like running a business. I mean, if I had time, I would go back and take night classes for business school.
Yeah, it's true. See, the thing with staging, it's very right brain, left brain. And there's not a whole lot of people that have both sides of the brain. And you're usually, even if you do, because I have creativity, I have both sides, but my analytical is much more dominant in different ways. So I'm creative about the analyticals, about the marketing, about the networking, all that type of stuff I can do. And I can go in and stage a home. I can put it together, but I don't like it. And God, don't ask me to hang artwork because I'm going to put a hole in your wall every time, guaranteed. Even when I have the levels and everything, I just can't make it work. It's just not my thing. So it's like, I wouldn't rack, my head against a wall, even attempting to try to do something like that. But hey, running the business and get that up and going. That's not a problem.
We need you to come to Rhode Island.
There you go. There you go. Maybe I'll put my, a lot of times I like to put my name in the hat to be an instructor too, in case somebody needs a fill in. To go somewhere. So I might just do that at some point. And
that would be awesome.
Rhode Island. I'm an instructor in a lot of states, but I haven't taught the class in a while, so I might have to do that. Anyway, I'm super excited for you guys. Anything else new on the horizon besides the CE class upcoming?
No, we're really just pushing forward. Things are kind of busy right now, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, we try to move slowly so we don't get in over our heads.
Yeah. So do you guys prefer vacants versus occupieds, or are you leaning towards one or the other?
So usually we enjoy vacants more because you have more control over them. Occupieds are harder. Yeah. They're just harder and they're more work. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. The transformations, I feel like, are definitely huge, and I like the gratification after when it's done. Yeah. But I don't think we'll ever stop doing both because we do really like the interactions we get with our clients when we're doing occupieds that we don't necessarily get when we're doing vacants.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I think we definitely enjoy vacants more, but we do like doing them both.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's a nice balance, and especially with all the future plans, to be able to have both pools of people to pull from, to be able to upsell them on other services that you want to do as well. Mm-hmm. So it's a good business plan. Well, I'm super excited for you. Tell everybody what part of Rhode Island you're in and your website URL.
So, our warehouse is located in Cranston, but we stage the entire state because it's not very big.
Well, big.
Yep. So we stage the whole state. We go everywhere. And you can find us at saltandpinehome.com.
Awesome. All right, Amy, I've so appreciated you taking time today to talk to me a little bit about your accomplishments. Congratulations again on all your successes, your awards, your CE class, and just the growth of the company. I'm super excited for you all.
Thank you. This was great to be on. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And for everybody else, check her out. If you're an agent or you're a homeowner, you're in Rhode Island and you're selling, you have to call Salt and Pine. Make it happen today. Saltandpinehome.com.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. All right. Everybody else, happy staging. Until next time. Bye.